heard those tales. Nearly every cemetery has one. Apparitions roaming the grounds. Tales of statues crying blood, moving, or having magical powers. Thrill seekers everywhere visit to go legend tripping. Some even leaving offerings for them. This cemetery in Chicago is home to the statue of a little girl kept in a glass case. Legend has it that on nights of violent thunderstorms, the girl moves from her case and can be seen dancing in the rain.
Hey there, Morbid Maniacs! It's time for another spooky video, a part of VLOGTOBER. And for tonight's spooky video, I'm going to be talking all about the Graceland Cemetery. Now, my apologies in advance if you guys can hear this fan over here, but I always pre-film all of my VLOGTOBER videos, and I'm doing so in the middle of summer. I don't have a working AC. Unless you want me to roast back here like a freaking chicken, then like I have to have something blasting in my face. I'm sorry. I tried to choose one that was a little bit more silent than the other so that you guys could hear me. The Graceland Cemetery is located in Chicago, Illinois. It is one of the spookiest, beautiful, and most haunted cemeteries in the United States, as well as popular. The cemetery was first established in 1860 by a man named Thomas Bryan, whose son was one of the first to be buried there. There are over 121 acres of burial sites within it. The cemetery also has a lake as well as many trees. It was featured in a small portion of the horror movie The Omen. The Greek temple and the Palmer Mausoleum was said to be where it was filmed. The cemetery is not just known for its beautiful architecture or for its spot in a scary film. It is also said to be haunted of not just one, but multiple spirits. The most popular being that of a little girl. Within the Graceland Cemetery, there is said to be a life-size statue of a little girl by the name of Inez Clark, who died when she was 6 years old in the year of 1880. The little girl was said to have passed away after being struck by lightning when her and her family were having a picnic within the cemetery. Her parents were so distraught and hurt over the loss of their daughter that they commissioned for a life-size statue to be placed over her grave. It was placed within a glass box to protect it. And the statue of Inez is said to be still in perfect condition to this day. The little girl is perched on a small stool wearing her favorite dress and carrying a tiny parasol. Legend states that the ghost of Inez is haunting Graceland to this day. There have been reports of strange weeping sounds coming from the statue, and some have actually witnessed her move. Inez was believed to be terrified of thunderstorms. It's said that during violent ones, she sometimes vanishes from within the glass box. She is known to walk among the cemetery until the storm is over. Many years ago, a night watchman was making his rounds around the cemetery when he noticed that the statue was gone. He then saw flashes in the lightning of a little girl dancing and playing in the rain. The night watchman was so freaked out by this that he fled the cemetery, never to return again. Other guards have reported it missing, only to return the next morning, finding it back in its glass case. And another version of the story was that Inez had died from being sick with tuberculosis, and that sometimes you can see the statue crying. The little girl's spirit is most popularly known to be seen by other little living children. But the ghost of the little girl is not the only one to haunt the Graceland Cemetery, as it is also home to a bronze statue of a hooded figure, which is very creepy, mind you, which is known as the Eternal Silence. But over time it has also become known as the Statue of Death. The statue, once black in color, over the years its color faded away, exposing the green weathered metal beneath. The statue sits over top of the grave of Dexter Graves, who passed away in 1844. Graves passed away 75 years before the statue was created and 16 years before the cemetery was opened. His body was relocated from its original spot at the old city cemetery, which is the present site of Lincoln Park. It's said that anyone who looks into the face of the statue will get a vision of their own death. It's also believed that the statue cannot be photographed. However, hundreds of photos can be found on the internet. Many are frightened by the way the figure hides his face with one arm. There is also said to be the haunted grave site of Ludwig Wolf. Ludwig was said to have an intense fear of being buried alive. Because of this reason, his coffin and grave had a ventilation system with bells and whistles. And this was in case he were found to be alive. Many of the locals in the area, whose homes were located directly across from Wolf's grave, have supposedly reported the ghost of the man's wolfhound pacing in front of the entrance, especially on nights of a full moon. The phantom hound is said to have fur that shines and eyes which glow green. However, the location is also a popular coyote destination as well. And many people just chalk it up to, being a coyote and not really like Wolf's hound like everyone said it was. The lake within the graveyard is also said to be haunted. According to legend, many have claimed to see a man standing on the bank of the island with his hands in his pockets. This is said to be the ghost of a man by the name of Daniel Burnham, who crafted some of the cemetery's architecture. He is also seen on the fairground in Jackson Park and at his old offices at the Rookie Building on LaSalle Street, where he designed the World's Columbian Exposition. The mausoleum within the cemetery is said to hold the remains of a wealthy couple known as Potter and Bertha Palmer. People often report a feeling of strong sense of dread while standing in there. It's said to get eerily quiet and colder than the rest of the cemetery. Are you brave enough to step foot within the Graceland Cemetery? So there was the story of the Graceland Cemetery. What do you guys think of this creepy spot? Have you ever visited there? I don't know if I have any subscribers from Chicago, but if I do, have you ever heard of this spooky legend? I think I have heard of this before, I just never made a video on it. However, it intrigues me a lot. Statues are so creepy, especially like old, like weathered ones in cemeteries. I've always had a thing for like creepy angels in cemeteries, angel statues. But yeah, what do you guys think? Please be sure to let me know in the comments, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big ol' thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already and become a Morbid Maniac. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification, that way you get notified every single time I upload a new video. And be sure to head on over to my second channel, Mel Vlogs, where I will be posting all of my vlogs, all of my other random videos. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.